Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another reaction video. Today I'm going to be watching, reviewing, and reacting to Season 2, Episode 8 of The Boys. So here we are, the Season 2 finale. This season has been crazy. I mean, not a surprise, as Season 1 of The Boys was too, but full of a lot of very different twists and turns, things I didn't see coming, and a lot of interesting stuff too, so I'm really curious to see how they're going to wrap this up, because I feel like there's a lot of stuff that we have to get to. Annie's now in a position where she's kind of outed as a traitor, and she's out there on her own. You know, Huey has managed to rescue her. I was going to say sort of with the help of Lamplighter, but really he just burned himself to a crisp as a statement. And while I was disappointed we didn't see more of him, that was a pretty funny part of the last episode. But so Annie is now out there with them, with the boys. The boys had gotten themselves into a position where they had a kind of a tangential standoff piece, sort of, with Vought as a result of Mr. Edgar and Butcher coming to terms over the supposed pictures of Ryan existing. But who knows where that's gonna be now in the aftermath of both this, Huey breaking Annie out, if they know about his involvement, which I'm sure they do from cameras, and the aftermath of them trying to get, the Dr. Vogelbaum to come in and testify against them, which of course didn't happen because of the head exploding situation. So that's another thing. We're still left curious about who is the head popper. Is it that girl Cindy from the clinic? Is it someone else? Whoever it is, are they actively working for Vought? Because some of Vaught's people got head popped in that scenario in that end scene too. I don't know. So we're curious about that, and without their main person there to testify for them, what are they going to do to continue kind of this quest to take down Vought? Meanwhile, Homelander and Stormfront, the super evil couple, have taken Ryan, so we have this crisis that everybody has to deal with. Yeah, so lots of stuff that are left on the plate for everyone, and we'll see what we're going to be able to get through in the final episode of this season. So I'm strapped in, I'm ready to go, ready for whatever chaos they have to throw my way. Alright, so episode 8 of The Boys, season 2, here we go.
And you're a last chance. Pass. Look, I get.
Like, did she really think she was gonna do this?
But that's not the reason. Well, then what is? I'm tired.
We're all tired. But they're hurting people. And sooner or later, they're gonna hurt someone you
Am I
love.
talking to you?
Sooner or later, they have. And she's worried about that someone she loves ending up deader than dead.
I get that it's easier to just disappear inside of yourself. Trust me, it's
Maeve is like,
all I
shut the
wanna
fuck
do.
up.
But we can't, Maeve. We can't. This is a war now, and we fuck up. Christ, you. Haven't I done enough for you?
I guess I called it.
Didn't I save your fucking life?
Almond Joy.
Doesn't matter what we do. Nothing changes.
She's more broken down than anyone.
Nothing ever changes or gets
Good at making people angry. Angry people want Compound V. Compound V raises our stock price. Look, I'd have preferred V remained a secret, but we play with the cards we're dealt. It's not ruthless. It's prices per share. That's all.
Maybe you should take a look in the mirror.
It's not personal. It's strictly
That bitch
business.
over you.
Straight up Godfather.
But it's not about me. I can't lash out like some raging entitled maniac. That's a white man's luxury.
So it's just business then, eh?
When, Mr. Butcher, in history, has it ever been about anything different?
Not Becca. Becca stays with me.
But that's the whole point.
Bro!
And he's raised by his mother.
Are you seriously? She's not gonna agree with that.
Wife back. That's the deal.
Oh
And what
my
happens when
god.
Rebecca shows up at my doorstep begging to be reunited with her boy?
You say it's the only way you can guarantee Ryan's protection from Homelander. Because as you know,
Butcher, what the
Mama.
fuck?
we'll do anything to protect her son.
Oh my god.
And you called
Jeez,
me
look at that face he's making.
You tell me where he is, and I'll do the rest.
Without you, I don't care.
Who's gonna sell you out? A fucking one might do it again.
You didn't know, and you didn't, and you won't.
You can't have a cunt like me around that kid.
He really does become a better person around her. I mean, Jesus, he really does.
You raise him right. You fucking raise him right, and I'll make sure they never find you.
Don't you say that! Stop it! Stop! You have to come
Becca,
with
we
me.
are out of time. Please. You gotta let me do this. You gotta let me do this one fucking thing.
People love what I have to say. They believe in it. They just don't like the word Nazi.
Alright.
That's all.
I mean, yeah, people are assholes. That doesn't mean you're a good person.
Ryan!
Ryan!
And what are you laughing at?
She says the truth is, she's gonna stick her boot up your Nazi kitty.
Woo! I mean, she's just gonna come back. I mean, she's gonna come back to life, so.
Hey, Kraut.
Oh! Yeah, that head zap. This is so satisfying. I knew they were gonna say something like that. Oh. Shit, yeah, none of them can fly. But that was still satisfying. Alright, Maeve. Shit! That laser blast must have been... What? Oh, God. Reverted to speaking German. Uh-oh. Shit. I mean, that laser blast must have been pretty wild, because Homelander laser blasted her before, and... yeah, I don't... Sir, you just promised.
Sorry.
Are you kidding right now? Oh, never mind.
Ryan, come here.
He's like, nah, you know, your fucked up girlfriend tried to kill Mom, and you're covered in blood.
No. He's mine. What, are you gonna blow yourself up? You saved that little shit that fucking murdered your wife?
It's like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
I promised.
Have it your way.
Stop.
Maeve again?
What are you doing here?
Maeve to the rescue episode?
You're gonna.
I'll destroy everything and everyone.
Great. As long as everyone sees what a fucking monster you are. As long as no one ever loves you again.
Oh, yeah. That's what he can't deal with. Yeah, he can't handle that.
What's that, Edgar? That is
This frickin' place is gonna be like a bigger storyline in the next season, right?
Small price to pay.
Call my office, set up a meeting.
You
They're the
are
new
one
villains.
See ya.
What? What? Not another head pop. And it's... No. She's the head popper. Okay, well... That was episode 8, the season finale of season 2 of The Boys, and it was packed full of insanity as usual, just as I predicted. But some things, you know, okay, some things that I felt like I saw coming, and some things I felt like I didn't see coming. So, to begin with, I felt like there was a pretty strong chance that Stormfront was going to be dealt with one way or the other. By the end of this episode, she was pretty much set up as kind of like the big new villain of this season. Straight up Nazi. Now she's been publicly called out for what she is, and she's like losing her ties left and right. And so then, you know, it just seemed like that was the natural progression for things to go. I'm also not that surprised that Becca died. You know, there was a lot of speculation. I remember back when the trailers first came out of this season, they showed clips of that scene that we saw this episode of Homelander's face covered in blood as he was coming down from the sky and him looking all distressed. So everyone was like, all right, well, somebody that he's gonna, like, care about or not want to die is probably gonna die in front of him. Or have something terrible happen to them. So there was a lot of speculation that it could be Ryan, or it could be Becca, and that maybe even he would accidentally do something to Becca and then like not know how to process it because that was his kid's mother. But it turns out it was neither of them. He was actually looking at Stormfront, but Becca was also killed in the same incident that led to that scene. So here we see, again, the escalation of Ryan's powers, and I think one interesting thing to draw from that, again, is that Ryan is pretty insanely powerful. He didn't mean to do that, and it was just like a burst of emotion again, and we've seen him have similar things when he was worried for his mom, even with Homelander. But this, I mean, look at what it did to Stormfront. And we've seen in previous episodes that Homelander was lasering her chest for a prolonged period of time. And yes, okay, this also indicates to me that he was definitely holding back on the lasering when he did that. But he was straight up lasering her chest. And then when Ryan comes out and he uses his lasers, like, without thought and just emotion spewing out, she is fucked up. Her limbs are all gone. She has got, like, a burns all over her. Her face is half gone and you can see part of her skull. And so yeah. And that's a extremely powerful, somewhat indestructible type superhero that we've seen isn't really fazed by things like bullets in her back or anything else she's had thrown her way. So he's got to be pretty powerful. So it's good that he's away from Homelander. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see if we're going to even see him again next season or in the future. Presumably they're just taking him away to try to raise him in a better atmosphere. But now he's without his mother, who's dead, and who he accidentally killed. And he's out in the world after, and he's gonna be in the situation that Homelander, for as fucked up as he is and all the things he's done, kind of was right when he was saying that, you know, if he's just gonna be thrown out there and exposed to everything, it's gonna be a huge shock and difficult adjustment, and he's gonna have trauma from that. So all that is true, and now his mother's dead, and he killed her. So, I don't know. I feel like it could go either way. I was happy and not happy with some of the stuff we saw from Butcher in this episode. It was pretty clear, this episode showed that really Becca does make him a better person. You know, he's been saying that as long as we've known him. But she tried to say to him, you know, your anger issues, your rage, your need to hurt people, and that all was there long before me, and I couldn't just take it away or fix it. And we see with the storyline with his father and what we hear about his brother that obviously that is all true, that's the case, and we now know where it comes from. But I think we also pretty clearly see now, too, that she does make him a better person when she's around. I mean, he tried to go and plot to get what he wanted. He went to go and plot with Mr. Edgar again, which, again, very, very fun scenes whenever the two of them are interacting, it seems. But he went to go plot with him again to try and get Ryan taken away from her so that he could hopefully run away with his wife, which is all he's wanted, without Homelander's kid in tow. But in the end, when he sees her with him, he's like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it to her. And he turns around. And he promises to help her and then to take care of him. And I was then pretty upset again when he had that moment of rage. He goes to pick up the crowbar like he's gonna just kill Ryan after what he accidentally did. But he snapped out of it when he saw Homelander. And then he ultimately says that he's willing to die to protect Ryan from Homelander. So it's an up and down thing with Butcher. I don't know where he's gonna go. His last scene with Ryan was good. He was trying to be good and giving him that from Becca, and so he had some positive development this season, but he also did some of the shittiest things he's ever done this season. So he's an interesting character for sure. But I mean, him and Homelander, they definitely do have a lot in common. There's no doubt. Annie was 100% right. So the thing with the Scientology type church, I was pretty certain that they were going to be like the big storyline in next season. Or at least a big storyline, right? And now I don't know. Are they still going to be significant even though the head that they had literally had his head exploded? Seemingly because, you know, they go with whoever's most advantageous to them. And they were trying to get in with Vought. And now they were trying to get in with the kind of anti-soup sentiment. And Victoria Newman just popped his head off. So Victoria Newman, all along, she's been the head popper. Which leads me super curious about what is her goal? Who is she actually working for? Is she anti-superhero or not? Because he was going to give blackmail information on Soups. Like, you'd think that would be what she'd want, but she blew up his head when he was going to do it. And she definitely killed people that could have caused problems to Vought. Like, that's what mostly she has done. So is she actually the person she says she is? Or is she, like, working with Mr. Edgar or something? Like, you feel like there's always the possibility that anyone is working for Mr. Edgar. So it seems like that is going to be a central storyline in the next season, and that I'm definitely curious for. I did not see that coming at all. We also saw a lot of big stuff for Maeve this episode. Maeve really coming through for everyone. Not a big surprise to me that she was going to do something. We all knew that she was going to try to use that information against Homelander, and she was building up to something and having a breakdown, and she saved Annie. I totally got it earlier in the episode when she was like, you know, stop, leave me the fuck alone. I've done what I can, and you could see how broken down she was, but she came back from it. She came back and she helped save them with Stormfront, and then she came through and saved everybody against Homelander, and now the Seven, you know, Homelander's still technically in charge, but he's kind of not really in charge anymore with the situation that they've currently got going on. So I'm very curious to see next season how he's gonna handle that. He's clearly already having a fucking breakdown with that whole jerking off scene at the end, so we'll see how he's actually gonna cope with this new situation he finds himself in. I'm also curious about Stormfront. Like, she's not dead, is she? Like, we saw her looking like she should be dead, but she was not dead. And what we've already seen is that she has, like, healing regeneration abilities. That is what happened when Homelander lasered her before. And she's, like, super old, so I think that could also play into her having, like, regeneration abilities. So I'm wondering if he says that she's locked away somewhere. I'm wondering if she's locked away somewhere healing, and they're gonna try and bring her back out at some point in the future, too, Stormfront. Or if she's just gone. I don't know. But that's always going to be a threat kind of looming in the background. And then, of course, we still have Cindy, who is not the head popper, but has similar abilities, is out there in the world doing things. And the plan, like the Compound V plans and stuff, some of them are still possibly in effect. So lots of things that are going to be in place going into season 3. Of course, we've got poor Huey. Poor Huey. Saying he wants to get away from things and then stumbling into what's going to be an unfolding mystery crisis in season 3 with Victoria Newman. And then, of course, the rest of the boys seemingly are now, like, official on the books, going to be working for the government again. So it'll be a very different, changed dynamic for everybody, really, going into next season. So, but yeah, good episode. Lots of fun stuff throughout. Like I said, lots of stuff that I kind of saw coming, and then some pretty big shocks. So I do have to say, I think the season was a lot better than season 1. I enjoyed season 1. It was fun. It was interesting, entertaining all the way through. But I had a lot of, like, comments about how the underlying themes of the series as a whole, about, you know, superheroes and the kind of seedy underbelly of it, and even relaying that to the idea of authority figures and like even police officers in general, and how I felt like that wasn't really brand new because it had been done before, and I felt like done better with Watchmen. But this season really took things in a lot of different and new and interesting directions that I liked quite a bit. So I think it was a step up for sure, and I'm really interested to see what they do with this series going forward in the future. So all right, I think I've talked enough, so I'm going to wrap this up here. So thank you guys so much for joining me for this series, and I hope you enjoyed it. And hopefully I will see you in the future for future review series. All right? Thank you guys. Bye.